Tucker Davidson, Kyle Muller, Kyle Wright, Mike Foltynewicz, or Sean Newcomb. Those 6 guys, I think a combination or one of these guys at least is going to make an appearance before September 15th so the Braves can gauge their performance. I know you're scratching your head, but hear me out. Bryce Wilson is that 26th man who just got called up, right? He is not a reliable reliever. He's not a reliable starting pitcher right now. Hopefully he'll be able to develop and change that, but we saw last night in the 9th inning, he gave up 2 runs. I just don't think he's a viable option to go into a postseason. I don't think he's a reliable option to go into the postseason. I don't know if you guys realize this. The Braves do not need help in the bullpen, and if that's what Bryce Wilson is, they don't need help there. Excuse the last few days, but the Braves bullpen is the only thing that's kept the Braves pitching staff together. I don't think it needs any more help. With that said, here's your rotation at the moment. Max Fried, Ian Anderson, Robbie Erlin, Josh Tomlin, and Tommy Milone. Now, what's more valuable in this scenario? A mediocre relief pitcher or any decent starting pitcher at the moment? I think over the next week or so, we're going to see at least one of those guys, Tucker Davidson, Kyle Muller, Kyle Wright, Mike Foltynewicz, or Sean Newcomb make an appearance. These guys are all competing for that spot. I'm not saying that I think one of these guys is going to come out and have Ian Anderson type appearances, but I do think that one of these guys could come out and give the Braves a better chance to win ball games, or at least come out in long relief in a postseason crunch time situation, especially if we need to save the bullpen and keep the runs down of the opposing team. If I'm having to pick out of this selection who I thought was most likely to make an appearance, we haven't seen too much of Tucker. I don't want to comment on his situation, but we have seen Kyle Muller versus Ian Anderson a few weeks ago, if you remember. Kyle looked good as Anderson did that day. If you remember, Muller has 326 innings pitched in the minors, and he's been developing at the minor, the alternative training site all year long. If the Braves use a minor leaguer, I give the edge to Kyle Muller or Kyle Wright. Kyle Wright gets the slight edge in that situation just due to major league experience. But could the Braves use one of those new weapons this postseason? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. But that's not all the options the Braves have. And I'm going to say this until the Braves don't consider this to be an option, but right now it is. I think that the Braves could go to former All-Star Mike Foltynewicz or Sean Newcomb. Yes, I think so. One of the most important things when considering a guy to go into the postseason is postseason experience. And one of the only guys on the Braves roster in the pitching staff that has postseason experience as a starter is Mike Foltynewicz. The good and the bad, he's got it. And that is a very valuable tool when going into the postseason, especially when you're down starting pitching. Yes, he had a disastrous start on the year, but he's drastically improved. His weight was down, his velocity was down. His weight is now up, and his velocity is now up. He's pitching around 94 miles per hour. I've said it a few times over the past couple of weeks. But players have gone down with injuries and been successful. Players have come back from so much and been an influential part of a team. I think that could be Mike Foltynewicz. I think that could be Sean Newcomb. They are not out of the conversation yet. I think they're very much in the conversation, especially with the drastic improvements that Mike Foltynewicz has made. Obviously, the situation surrounding Newcomb is rather quiet, but I think they're not out of the conversation. We have to consider them an option. That's just where I lean. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments section. Stay tuned with everything going on with the Braves right here at On Deck. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell for notifications so that you can stay updated. And of course, you can follow me on social media too. Tyler Redmond at BubblegumJesus on Twitter and Instagram. But that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more right here at On Deck.